The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Ja, då ska jag be att få hälsa alla hjärtligt välkomna till dagens webbinarium om Bluebeam Revu. Vi har döpt dagens session till 10 Great Features in Bluebeam Revu. Vi tror att det kan vara av intresse. Med mig idag så har jag min kollega Signe som sitter i Oslo. Själv sitter jag i Göteborg. Och jag heter Thomas Lindgren och ansvarar för försäljningen av Bluebeam hos Symetri i Sverige. En av anledningarna till att vi jobbar med Bluebeam, det är ju att det finns ett starkt branschintresse för Bluebeam i Sverige på detta. Och några av er kanske var med på förra fredagens visning när Ulf Larsson från NCC och även ordförande i föreningen Beast berättade om effektivare granskningsprocesser med hjälp av Bluebeam. Och vi kommer att visa lite grann av det idag också. Vi kommer att fortsätta köra webbinarier kring Bluebeam för att öka kunskapen och intresset kring Bluebeam under de kommande månaderna. Så att ni kan gärna följa oss med detta då. Jag ska ta en liten recap för er som inte var med förra fredagen för att berätta lite grann kort vad det här granskningsarbetet som då Beast, föreningen Beast står bakom, men egentligen är ett samarbete mellan de stora entreprenörerna Skanska, NCC, Peab och Veidekke och en antal till som ligger bakom detta arbetet då. Och de som jobbar tillsammans...
Thomas, skulle du visa din skärm förresten?
Oj, tack. Ja, jag tänkte jag fick igång någon tidigare då. Sån då.
Där ja. Sån.
Ja. Tack för den. Tack Signe, det är tur det finns. Ja, det här samarbetet då kring det här med effektivare granskning och det som även kallas för handboken för PDF Guidelines. Det är då ett samarbete mellan Beast som är byggbranschens elektroniska affärsstandard, en samarbetsorganisation för det. Och BIM Alliance. Och sen även då delvis finansierad och med viss annan forsknings- och utvecklingsstöd från SBUF då.
Thomas, one more thing. Sorry, I remember that we have some Finnish people that might not understand. So I just recall that this is supposed to be in English.
I wasn't informed about that. So I'm sorry for that. I hope that's okay for everybody that we switch into English. If there is a problem with that, please raise. There is a question bar where you can where it's possible to set questions, and we will elaborate on that and ask for that. So please use the question tool in the panel. All right. Perfect. So, okay, this organization, Beast, once again, it's an organization, a collaboration between companies and organizations within the construction world. It's mainly a Swedish organization, but they handle digitalization issues like invoicing, standards for document management and stuff like that. So it says byggbranschen elektronisk affärsstandard. So it covers more or less all topics within the digitalized world for construction. We also work very closely together with BIM Alliance in Sweden to help these processes to elaborate and obviously to bring in BIM into this as a big success factor. And this is being founded and supported by the Swedish Foundation for Development. It's SBUF, who is a part of the Swedish Construction Association. Next. So, and here are some of the members that have been supporting this particular project, which is about more efficient ways to review and manage construction documents in the construction process. It's in Sweden, it's highly supported, and it's been initiated by NCC, Skanska, and Peab together, and supported by Veideck and GM. And it's also with tight collaboration from Bluebeam, obviously, that's been chosen as a technical platform for this, and some other organizations then, etc. We will see in Sweden also a strong, this committee, BEAST, have different committees for different parts of this. And the two first things is what we are talking about today. It's about more efficient reviewing, where Signe will show some examples on how that can be done, and the PDF guidelines. These guidelines and material about this can be downloaded from different sites, and we will show you that on the end of the presentation. And there are other topics and groups working with other things, and they will be presented during the coming years from BEAST. In Sweden, we will see a close we expect to have rapid acceptance for these standards, since there are some high-level organizations that have made decisions to put them into their standards. It's Sveriges kommuner och landsting that has adopted that and recommends their members to bring them into their contracts. We have the Swedavia Airports and Locum, and also some others. And these are all big players when it comes to develop construction and the communities. So we expect this to be quite important. Now, this might sound a bit threatening to some people, but we can assure you this is not a hard way to work. It's actually quite easy. So it's not a big effort to get into this. On the contrary. To use this, we are going to use Bluebeam Revu Extreme. This is 2018 or 2017. They are a bit different in the user interface. But today we will show 2018. It's easy to remember, and it's easy also to get started. You can adapt templates and profiles. You can also create automated hyperlinks, and you can also collaborate real-time in so-called studio sessions. And that's three of the major parts that it was why it was chosen to be the tool for these guidelines and these workflows. There are test versions free for them who wants them to use them without a license. You can also use Bluebeam Revu to visualize your planning. It's also a tool where you can do measuring, you can do some calculation, and you can do material takeoffs, and obviously reviewing and document. So this is why we also support Bluebeam as a reseller, and also go heavily into this to support these organizations to make them successful with their work with the guidelines and so forth. So I will do no more talking. Time is running on, so I will make Signe the presenter and let her do the presentation of the software.
Yes, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
So, if you guys want to know more about these drawing revisions, we can send you the link for the webinar that Thomas held last week. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a cold, so I will try not to cough too much, but I think it's going to be okay. Should I share my screen, or
yes,
how?
Please do that.
Okay. All right, so there you go. All right. So today we're going to talk to you about my favorite 10 great features of Bluebeam Revu. The point of this webinar is to give you an idea of what you can do in Bluebeam Revu. because a lot of people use this program, but there might be some things that you haven't thought of that you could do, or maybe just some tips on how you can improve your workflow. So the first thing I'm going to show you is if you go into the review and the preference, you have a lot of options here. You can adjust this program as you want to. As you can see, the theme is dark. So if some of you maybe is used to Adobe, it's more of a light program. So you can actually change your interface to be white. So if you're more used to Adobe and you just change to Bluebeam and you think, oh, this is too different, I don't want to use this program, maybe try and change it into a light interface and then see if you think it's better. So if you go into your preferences, you can find a lot of things you can do here. I'm just going to change it back to dark because I'm used to Bluebeam's dark interface. So it's nice to know. Second one is you can actually export your PDF from Bluebeam to another program. So if you go to File, you can actually export your PDF to several different other file formats. And if you have a PDF that you have a lot of text and you want to edit your text further on in Word, for example, you can actually export it directly into Word. You don't have to copy the text and then paste it into Word. You can take either the entire document or your page region. So you can take just a snapshot of what page you want to have in Word. I'm sorry, I'm just going to sip a little tea while I'm talking. You can also email your PDF, so you can either just send a normal email or, as I'm going to show you later on, you can have templates. So Bluebeam has a lot of templates that you can adjust, so you don't have to do the same operation again and again. You can just take it in a template. So it's nice to know that you can export your document into Word if you want to edit it more. Now I'm going to show you how you can easily create a new PDF. So let's say I have this drawing and I want to suggest to the architect that we have one more sink here. I know it's not room for one, but let's just pretend it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a snapshot of this area like this. And then I'm going to go into, oh, where are you? I'm just going to go into new PDF from template. And then I have my request for information form. This is a template that I have made where I can paste my drawing. So I'm just gonna paste it here. I'm gonna do it a little smaller like this. And here I've added some text fields, so I can add the date today. I can add, okay. I can add the RFI numbers. This is number 1, and this is from Signe, and I'm gonna send it to Thomas. And can we add another sink? So it's really easy to add text into these fields. Now I can take one of these sinks and I can just take a snapshot and paste them in here. I can also turn it around, so maybe turn it 90 degrees like this. I can also change the colors. So you see, I can change the color to red so that I don't change the design of the drawing. I really or specify that this is a change that I have made. And I can maybe add an arrow just to notify some more, maybe a text box saying here, edit like this. So you can see that it's really easy to create a new PDF with explaining the information that you want and so on. And you can also have a digital signature. You can easily add and reply and so on. And as I said, if I want to send this as an email, I don't have to save the PDF on my desktop, open my email, create an email, and then add it as an attachment. I can just go to File, and then Email, and I go to the email template, and then the Changes, and then my email will open up. And as you can see, in my template, I've added this text, so I don't have to write it every time. And then usually I send it to Bogdan, and then it's just to press send. So it's easy to create a new PDF and then send it by email or exporting it. You can also create a PDF from an already existing Word document. So I'm going to all right. All right, so I'm just gonna go here and then see if it's this one. I think so. So I can either open it from Bluebeam, or I can go into Word and then go to Bluebeam and then create PDF. So Bluebeam has add-ins to all right, I'm just going to call it 3. Add-ins to all your programs, so all your Office programs and also your design tools like Revit and AutoCAD. So here I've just imported or made a PDF out of my Word document, but these boxes, I want them to be like, you can be able to tick them on. I want to be able to write here, and I can create form fields out of this, but I can also make Bluebeam do it for me. So if I go to Tools and I go to Form and I choose this automatically create form fields, then Bluebeam sees what these form fields are. So here, if you have square boxes, it makes me able to tick them. And if I have a text box, then you can write easily in that one. It sees the link to the web page. There you go. So here was a link to the Norwegian newspaper. It's usually what I link to. So as you can see, when you press a web page link, it opens up the web tab in Bluebeam. So actually, you can have your own internet tab here, and you can choose whatever page you want to. So you don't have to go to another program to open up the internet. You can easily just have a own web tab. And if you want to sign it, if you have a line and it says signature, then Bluebeam actually creates a signature field here. So I'm just gonna log in to my digital signature. And this is a standard ISO standard signature that's approved. So I press OK, and then I have to save it as signed. And there you go, I've signed my document. So it's really easy. If you have your checklists in Word and you want them in PDF, you can just create a PDF and then create form fields automatically. So next, I'm going to show you that you can actually search your documents both for text and for pictures. So it's a really cool feature for, I'm just going to close these tabs. in Bluebeam that you can search for example, let's say the number of sinks in this drawing. So I'm going to search, and here you can see that I can search for text or I can search for visual. And if you search for visual, then you can get a rectangle. So I'm just going to get rectangle, and I'm going to pick this sink here. So you see, this is the rectangle, and I can define the sensitivity and also, well, yeah, you have different options here. I'm just going to press search. And there you go. Here you see all the things that I have in this drawing. And what I can do with these ones is that I can select all, and I can, for example, apply count measurements to be checked. And I can apply this one that says that I have checked these things. And there you go. So if you want to count the number of sinks in one drawing, you don't actually have to count them one by one. You can just search by picture, and then Bluebeam finds all the sinks for us and then count them for us. So that's a real cool feature, I think. And also the same for text, and you can mark the text with a highlighter or something. So it's searching through your document in a really good way. Now I'm going to show you how you can work with large PDF documents. So if you go here, I have a combined set of several pages. I have a lot of pages in this document, and I find it hard to navigate through them. I have to scroll up and down all the time, and it's kind of difficult to find the drawings that I want to. So I want to link all this together. Usually when you have a batch of PDFs, you have a front page with all the drawing numbers, for example, and it would be cool to navigate through these ones. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to rename them, because as you can see now, they have 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 names as labels, and here you have the drawing number and so on. So it's not consistent. So I'm just going to create page labels based on the drawing number. So I'm going to pick a page region. So I get a square that I can select. So I'm just going to select this one. And there you see the region 1, and then you have a preview, so you can see that you have selected the right text. I press OK, and then I'm going to get all the pages. Okay, so I think it froze a bit. Usually it doesn't take much longer time than this. Let me just cancel this one, and then. All right, so most of them got a link. I'm just going to say it's okay for now. It's always a demonstration ghost coming to bug me. Then I'm just going to go to the batch and then the link, and I'm going to create a new hyperlink batch. So there you go, and I'm just going to take these ones away. So we just have this one. And then I'm going to create it based on the page label, because that's the one that I created now. And then generate, and you can see that there's a lot of links. I have a link option here. So I like to have it in this yellow color. I know that in that standard Swedish drawing, I think was it purple? Or it was another color, but anyway, you can change your color here if you want to. And I'm just going to press run. And then Bluebeam searches through the whole document, and everywhere where you can find the drawing number, it creates a hyperlink. So as you can see, it didn't take many seconds to create 295 hyperlinks. So as you can see here, now these fields are yellow. And I can actually click on one and it jumps to that drawing. And if I zoom in here and you can see, okay, I want this detail, I just click on that one and it jumps to the detailed drawing. So it's really easy to navigate through the document, and it makes the PDF very easy to use on a tablet out in the field. These hyperlinks are ISO standard, so when I save this PDF document, they are saved with that document. So anyone who has a PDF program can open it and the hyperlinks will still be there. You don't have to have Bluebeam Revu. So it's really cool to create a lot of links. So now I'm going to go over to markups, because Bluebeam is a brilliant program to do markups in, and you can adjust your markups and you can create your own. You can create your own company markups and so on. So it's a really good program to work with markups. So I'm going to go into my tool chest. And I'm going to, I'm just going to look here. Yep. So I'm going to, I have made markups for floor types, because what I want to do now is I want to measure, or I want to take out some quantities on the floor types I have in this project. So I'm just going to go into this page, and as you can see, I have already measured up some rooms. So I have a carpet in my office and some raw concrete here. And now I want to create the markup with carpet tiles. So I'm just going to go to my area measurement, and I'm going to take this one. And I can change the line to yellow, maybe. I can change the fill to be some green. It's a little bit of see-through, and so on. So you can change your markup a lot. You also have additional settings in your cogwheel here, where I can make it to carpet tiles. Okay. So when I finished with my markup and I like the way it looks, I can save it into my tool chest. So I can add it to my tool chest that's called floor types. So there you see, I have area measurement. So now I can create more area measurements with the same, and it's called carpet tiles. So, but why do I do this? Why do I name it carpet tiles? This is because I now want to connect my measurements to my Excel sheet. So this is another really cool feature of Bluebeam. I'm just going to open my Excel bid sheet. So here I have my bid sheet on flooring. And as you can see, I already have some area measurements. These are connected directly to Bluebeam. So now I'm going to connect my carpet tiles to Bluebeam. So the first thing I need to do when you're going to use this connection is that you have to go into your Bluebeam administrator, and you have to see that the Microsoft Excel Quantity Link Review 2018 is ticked on. So this enables you to link your Excel sheets to your Bluebeam. So, okay. And if you're doing this for the first time, you need to restart your computer for the link to work and so on. Everything you can read on the Bluebeam help pages if you're struggling with it. So, the carpet tiles I'm just going to right click and then it says review quantity link, and I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to measure area, and I'm going to measure it on the label. And here you see that the label that I created, carpet tiles, is here. So I'm just going to choose this one and press OK. And as you can see, the measured square meters that I have done in Bluebeam pops up. So I'm going to try and show you, if I put this screen here. Wait, sorry. It's not easy navigating like this. All right, so maybe, I'm not sure. If you pay attention to the carpet tiles, it's 24 square meters. If I'm just going to do another measurement right here, and then I open my Excel sheet, you can see it added it on. So it's really easy to make your markups, do your measurements, and then connect it directly to your spreadsheet, and then you get the total flooring cost out at once. So I think it's a really cool way to calculate your project if you're going to calculate it using PDFs anyway. So I'm just going to add a couple of more, several markups, just for fun. After you make all your markups, you can see them in your markups list. So in your markups list, you can have a full overview of all your markups, and you can add information to your markups as well. So let's say, for example, that I want to add a responsibility to this markup. Then I go to my responsibility column, and then I can add Thomas as a responsibility, and so on. And you can edit several of the markups at once. You can add or remove columns. So if you go to the columns, you can remove or add several of the columns that you need, and you can also create your own columns. So it's really easy to make this as you want to. And of course, after you're done with your markups and with your markups list, you can export as a PDF summary. And if we look into the PDF summary, I can add several documents and so on. But what I really want to pay attention to is the append and hyperlink to current PDF. This allows you to create a report that is linked to the PDF document. So if I just create a report, as you can see here, this report is with all the columns. If I remove some columns, then there will be less information here. But you can see that I have a small picture of the markup that I have created. And if I click on this one, then it will jump right to the drawing where I created the markup. So it's really easy to go through the report and see, okay, what do you mean with this markup? Where is it? And just click on the issue, and then you will jump right into the document, and it makes more sense. So this one is also a hyperlink, so it works both in Bluebeam and other PDF programs. It's a really good way to create a report. The last item on my top 10 list is how to get help in the easiest way. Bluebeam has really good support pages. They have both videos and describing the problems that you need. So if you're in Bluebeam and you're working with something, for example, a quantity link, and you want to know, oh, how does it work? I need some help with this. I can just press F1. There you go. No. There you go, F1. And it opened up the web tab of support.bluebeam.com. And here you have an overview of all the things that you might need help with. So for example, if I want to know more about working with markups, I can see here how to group them and so on. So it's really easy to just click your way through here. You don't have to go and opening up, you know, Chrome or any other internet browser. You just open it directly up in Bluebeam Revu. So that was my top 10 features of Bluebeam. Hopefully I've showed you some things that you didn't know you can do in this program, and don't be afraid to just click around and see, oh, okay, what does this button says, because you can do a lot of things in this program. And yeah, as I said, these was my top 10 tips for the day. So are you going to take the screen back, Thomas?
Yes, I am. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to start up my PowerPoint again. Now you've seen some of the information from Bluebeam about the tips and tricks. We're going to share some documentation from this and to show you. But there are also some links that could be of interest to you. I'm going to show them to you in just a second. Here's hang on.
Maybe I can change the screen to you, or
My PowerPoint is
okay.
slow. That's fine.
In the meantime, I can say that if any of you have any questions about what I showed you today, then you can email us afterwards if you haven't posted a question here. We're always eager to help people working better in Bluebeam.
So thank you. Now I think it's coming up here. Hang on. Yeah, sorry for keeping you waiting. Now, where's the dashboard? Can you make me present, please?
Yeah. Let me see. Just gonna do there, and then.
Thank you.
There you
go. So here we are. So you've been shown some pieces and good practices from Bluebeam, and obviously you want to be able to get some more information on this. I think one of the things we can establish is that Bluebeam is a very good basic tool to communicate and distribute data, and also have a good workflow when it comes to reviewing. And obviously you want to know some more. We have some links. The links for Bluebeam is www.bluebeam.com, and as Signe talked about, there's great information about there, both support-wise, best practices, and also some how to get started. Obviously, you can always email questions. You can email questions to me. This is my email address, and then I want you to please mark the topic with questions Bluebeam, or in Swedish, fråga Bluebeam. Norwegian is okay as well. So that's quite okay. But then there are also some more information, I think, about the reviewing and effektivare granskning that we talked about, and the PDF guidelines. And so there are the links to BEAST, the organization that supports and develops these standards. And also there are some pretty good guidelines with also some best practices that's been published both by NCC and PEAB, and there are the links for that. And I will share this with you and this document that you see. So you will have this PowerPoint in an email just afterwards this session is over. So you will have this presentation for you. So some time for questions. See if there are any.
I see that
yes.
There's a question. Is
yes. Will this session be available for this? Is this being recorded? Yes, unfortunately, it's been recorded, so we have to be there, and you will hear this presentation again. It's not unfortunate, obviously, but we are not the best presenters, so it's always a bit awkward. No, this is being recorded, and you will have an email sometime early next week. We do some editing on the film, and you will have a link to where you can log in on the same GoToWebinar session as you had on this one. So you will be sent a link and an email to when this recording is being published. It will probably also be published later on Symetri's YouTube channel. So that's that. Any more questions?
No, not that I can see.
Well, then I thank you so much for attending and using your time, and I hope this has been valuable for you. And please don't hesitate to contact us if you want to have more information, or if you need support, or just need to get some answers on questions. So with that said, I wish you a very good weekend at the end of the day, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, a question. Final one. Thanks for a great webinar. Is there going to be any more? Yes, we are going to follow up this webinar, not before Christmas, because I don't think anybody wants to be here on next Friday. Obviously, I won't be myself, but after the new year, we will do seminars with Bluebeam, and also go into more practices about the reviewing processes. And we will also share some common news, both from BEAST and from and also from Bluebeam with the new releases and stuff that's coming out there. So please, this is kind of a last Friday was the first of a series of Bluebeam webinars that we're going to do. We haven't decided on what period yet, if it's going to be bi-weekly or every third week. But everybody who signs up for this to get more information will have continuous emails on this. And obviously you can opt out of these emails if you want to. Do you have a Facebook site? Yes, we have a Facebook site. It's Symetri at Facebook, or Bluebeam at Facebook. So you're please very welcome to be there. Yes. So with that said, please enjoy your weekend, and at the end of next week, a very Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.